Hello, everyone. I hope you all are doing absolutely fine. I welcome you all for another long form video. I know it's been a very long time. I haven't uploaded any video on this channel. मैं बस randomly check कर रहा था. The last video which I uploaded on my YouTube channel was in September 2025. Initially, when I started doing this SDFC job, I was ensuring at least for the first 2 years that हर वीक एक लॉन्ग फॉर्म वीडियो तो आ ही रही थी और लाइक लास्ट 10 महीने से एक भी नहीं आई एंड आई गेस व्हेन आई सॉ दैट व्हेन आई रियलाइज्ड इट दैट वाज द साइन कि चलो यार एक लॉन्ग फॉर्म वीडियो क्रिएट करते हैं एंड हियर आई एम क्रिएटिंग अ फर्स्ट लॉन्ग फॉर्म वीडियो ऑफ 2026. ऑफ कोर्स आई हैव अ लॉट टू शेयर एंड आई हैव अ लॉट टू शेयर. जो यहाँ तक पहुंचा है उनके लिए एक चीज दे देता हूँ इस वीडियो की. ऑफ कोर्स कोई स्क्रिप्ट तो है नहीं बट इट्स गोइंग टू बी अ लॉन्ग फॉर्म वीडियो फॉर श्योर. यहाँ पे आई एम गोइंग टू टेल मल्टीपल स्टोरीज और फिर एंड में जाके द डॉट्स विल कनेक्ट एंड इट वुड मेक सेंस. सो एक मैसेज देना चाहता हूँ बट उसके पहले कुछ स्टोरीज सो दैट यू नो इट हेल्प्स इन कनेक्टिंग एंड हेल्प्स इन क्रिएटिंग एन इम्पैक्ट. सो ऑफकोर्स डिफिकल्ट होगा इतने एंड तक वीडियो के रुकने के लिए बट आई कैन अश्योर यू जो रुकेगा दे विल टेक समथिंग और दी अदर फ्रॉम द वीडियो. एंड अगर कोई एंड तक पहुंच पाए तो प्लीज मेंशन इन द कमेंट कि वो इस वीडियो से क्या लेके जा पा रहा है. द लास्ट ईयर लाइक सितंबर से लेके अभी तक इट हैज बीन अ रोलर कोस्टर ऑफ अ राइड. इन August it started with getting that first corporate promotion, and then within few months I got engaged, and then you know in my work I am working hard but sometimes you don't get the result, so that has also been bothering me. And of course physically I've also gained a lot of weight and I ended up peaking in terms of weight. So you can say emotionally, physically, I have been at my peak in the last 12 months. But of course, standing tall with a smile, with that calmness, and always having that attitude of going ahead in life. So, बात करते हैं उनके बारे में. So let's start the video. Story number one. So ये मेरे बचपन की बात है. When I was growing up as a child. So in my tens, in my 12s, I still remember, I was someone who was uh, growing up. I was someone who was, a very short-tempered guy. मतलब जल्दी गुस्सा आ जाता था. जरूरी नहीं हर बार रिएक्ट कर पाता था बट आई स्टिल रिमेम्बर आई हैड लॉट ऑफ एंगर एंड इट यूज्ड टू I used to fall into that category of being short tempered. And I still remember मतलब अगर एक easiest example देना चाहूँ तो playing matches, गली के matches. But since I used to love the sport so much, वो हारना इतना difficult होता था. वो हारने के बाद पूरे हफ्ते उसी के बारे में सोचते रहना, एक्सेप्ट ना कर पाना. That has been, the way I have been growing up. That was the way I used to take things. I was a very, 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 very softy. अगर कोई मुझे आके कुछ चिल्ला दे, then I used to have tears. I didn't have that in me to, give back answers. This was maybe around when I was 8, when I was 10, when I was 12, when I was probably 14, 16, 18 तक की ये बात है कि गुस्सा बहुत था, सॉफ्टी था, चीज़ों को एक्सेप्ट करना बहुत ज़्यादा डिफिकल्ट हुआ करता था. और इतना ज़रूर समझ आने लग गया था कि यार दिस एटीट्यूड, दिस अप्रोच नीड्स टू चेंज बिकॉज़ ना ये शॉर्ट टर्म में हेल्प करता है, ना ये लॉन्ग टर्म में हेल्प करता है. प्रोबेबली व्हेन यू बैश आउट इन एंगर वो एक मोमेंट के लिए तो अच्छा लगता है बट डीप डाउन देन कि यार नॉट वर्थ इट. एंड हैड दैट अवेयरनेस कि यार दिस नीड्स टू चेंज. एंड प्रोबेबली यू नो सो व्हाट हैपेंस इज जब तुम्हारा इनिशियल फेज ऑफ लाइफ थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट होता है ना, थोड़ा चैलेंजिंग होता है ना, वो तुम्हें एनी विच वेज हेल्प करता है एक मेंटल कैरेक्टर बिल्ड करने में. एंड टू कीप बिकमिंग स्ट्रांग बिकॉज यू कीप फाइटिंग एंड यू वांट टू एंश्योर कि यार तुम एटलीस्ट फाइट करते रहो. सो दैट हेल्प्स यू विद द टाइम टू ब्रिंग दैट स्ट्रेंथ, दैट मेंटल स्ट्रेंथ कि यार चलो ठीक है आगे बढ़ते रहेंगे, आगे बढ़ते रहेंगे. एंड टू बी ऑनेस्ट, I used to watch a lot of cricket, and when I used to watch MS Dhoni, he was the biggest example. He was, the biggest example where I thought, कि यार, calmness actually a superpower. और बहुत सालों से काम करते 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 रहने के बाद व्हेन यू स्टडी, व्हेन यू सी फेलियर्स, धीरे धीरे यू स्टार्ट टू गेटिंग टू दैट प्लेस वेर यू आर एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड कि यार ठीक है, you gotta face everything with a smile in life. You gotta face everything, the failures, with a smile in life. You gotta understand one thing, that you have to put your energy on the controllables. So for instance, अगर तुम एग्जाम दे के आए हो, तुम फेल हो गए, फेल होने के बाद गुस्सा होना, रोना, that doesn't help. Now the results are out, you gotta accept, you gotta you know take it on yourself and start improving, so that जब next time तुम फिर आओ, so there are chances of having some changes. So यही होने लगा. 10th में जब 89.63% आए थे, आई वॉज नॉट हैप्पी. 12th में जब 81.03% आए थे, आई वॉज नॉट हैप्पी. सीपीटी में जब फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट में क्लियर नहीं हो पाया था ऑन माई 18th birthday, I was not happy to see the tears in my mom's eyes. It was hurting. फिर in the phases, जिस सिचुएशन में मैंने आईपीसीसी के एग्जाम्स दिए थे, दैट वाज नॉट इजी. एंड ये सारी चीजें कैरेक्टर बिल्ड करती गई. ऑफ कोर्स सिचुएशंस को, रियल लाइफ सिचुएशंस को कामली रिएक्ट करना अभी भी काफी दूर था मैं उससे. बट on 26th of November 2017, when I lost my mom, that was the day, you know that was the moment when I faced the biggest shock, the biggest adversity of my life with calmness. Or maybe, of course, not knowing, but I can say that on my face there was literally no emotions. There was that grace ki yaar, matlab, pata nahi, as soon as I knew that she's no more, the only thing I could remember was the times we had. We never took her for granted. We always ensured that she is our biggest priority. And the only question I asked was, when she was around, did we give our best? Did we ensure कि यार we are spending the most amount of time with her? And जब उसके आंसर्स लगे ना कि यस, और जब एक सवाल पूछा कि यार, ऑफ कोर्स सिंस शी वाज अ हार्ट पेशेंट, तो उनका सर्वाइवल ज्यादा डिफिकल्ट होता, rather than what she probably living around. And when that answer to that question came was कि यार नहीं, maybe she had to go because it would have been very difficult for her to continue. That was the moment. And that happened with those internal conversations, with all those years of experience, the real life experiences. And trust me, that moment I understood ki yaar, what calmness can do in your life. I still remember, it was a Sunday morning around 7. Jab normally Sunday mornings around 7 I used to get up and go for a match. That day I got up and knew ki she is no more, and I was going to see her ki yaar, for the one last time, ki she has just said bye to the world. And on that evening I had books in my hand. मतलब वो जो एक दिन था, when there are tears in your eyes, pain in your heart, and books in your hand. I understood कि यार, not life is not same for everyone. Next day I was giving exam. Next day I got up because I had to give exam. Couldn't miss exam because I understood, yeah, she wouldn't like it. She would be the happiest if I go and appear for the exams. And I appeared. I still remember, next day it was my mom's prayer meet around 11 to 1, and by the time I reached, it was almost around 12:30. But that phase gave me, a feeling कि यार, चाहे ना जिंदगी में कुछ भी हो, कितना भी डिफिकल्ट सिचुएशन हो, कितना भी बड़ा फेलियर हो, कितना भी बड़ा लॉस क्यों ना हो, I will handle it with grace. I will handle it with calmness. I will handle it with smile. I will ensure that I will handle whatever comes at my way with acceptance. I would never turn evil. I would ensure that I'm kind. And with compassion, the life just gets beautiful. And that was the biggest situation we tried to face. And when I was able to face that with calmness, every other situation in life was, of course, the life keeps on getting difficult, but वो जो एक इच्छा थी ना यार कि यार एक कामनेस के साथ, एक ऐसे अप्रोच के साथ डिफिकल्ट सिचुएशन को हैंडल करना है जहां ऐसा लगे कि यार वाओ, व्हाट इनक्रेडिबल ग्रेस to not turn bitter about life, to not bitch about anyone, to not crib, to just be grateful, to ensure that there is a smile, to ensure that you are being compassionate. And probably that was the first big event. Then 2020 mein COVID came. Probably we were able to deal it with much more calmer approach. When I kept feeling in, when I had to take a call, yaar, ki let's leave the job at the age of 24, when the financial condition of the house are crippled, I had that courage. My dad backed me. I was continuously failing in CA final, first attempt, second attempt, third attempt, fourth attempt, but एक अप्रोच बिल्ट हो चुका था कि यार, जैसे फॉर इंस्टेंस जब सीए फाइनल फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट का रिजल्ट देखा, जब देखा उस मार्कशीट पे कि फेल फेल लिखा हुआ है, फॉर दैट 5 सेकेंड 10 सेकेंड आई गॉट हर्ट, 10,000 अदर फीलिंग्स आ गई, गुस्सा, एक्स्ट्रा एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा, बट इंश्योर कि यार विद इन 1 मिनट आई हैव टू एक्सेप्ट and take it on myself and go back to the drawing room, change the process, work on myself, come back harder. Second attempt, जब वो देखते हो, जब वो देखा तब बहुत हर्ट हुआ, बट ensured कि यार नेक्स्ट डे से I have to be on my toes, I have to understand what went wrong, I have to do the necessary changes which are required so that next time change हो. And ये सब जब प्रोफेशनल एग्जाम देते हो ना, the first time you fail, probably you can take it, second time it gets difficult, third time it gets more difficult. हर अटेम्प्ट के बाद देखना एंड फिर डैड को देखना कि यार नहीं अभी भी नहीं हो पाया है, अभी भी और समय लगेगा. दैट वाज डिफिकल्ट, बट क्योंकि 2017 में वो एक अप्रोच बिल्ड हुआ था ना, कामनेस, स्माइल, दैट हेल्प्ड. चाहे वो फिर सीए फाइनल फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट हो, सेकंड अटेम्प्ट हो, थर्ड अटेम्प्ट हो, फोर्थ अटेम्प्ट हो, फिर चाहे क्यों ना 2018 में वो ब्रेकअप हो, had a lot of compassion while dealing with it, never bitched, never bragged, never said anything ill about that moment, never went into that zone of complaining, cribbing about life. And वो फिर एक नेचुरली आने लग गया कि यार कितनी भी डिफिकल्ट सिचुएशन हो, you will see me smiling, you will see a sense of calmness on my face, भले ही ऐसा लगता हो. And probably 10 years back, 15 years back, जो एक सॉफ्टी, जो एक्सेप्ट नहीं कर पाता था, जो शॉर्ट टेम्पर्ड था, वो बिकॉज लाइफ हैपेंड एंड बिकॉज आई न्यू देयर इज अ नीड टू चेंज, आज वही सॉफ्टी काफी हार्ड है, काफी स्ट्रांग है, वही नॉन एक्सेप्टेंस वाला आजकल इतने डिफिकल्ट चीजों को इतना इजीली एक्सेप्ट कर ले पाता है. इनफैक्ट समटाइम्स आई क्वेश्चन माई सेल्फ दैट हाउ ऑन अर्थ man you can accept this so easily, but that's been built. It's taken a lot of work, it's taken a lot of efforts, it's taken us a lot of real life situations, it's taken a lot of awareness. वही एक शॉर्ट टेम्पर्ड वाला आजकल किसी से लड़ता ही नहीं है, आजकल किसी से आवाज उठा के बात नहीं करता है. आई डोंट even know the last time when I had a fight with someone. The only place where I am absolutely aggressive is when I'm on the field. But that is something, that is the way I have played cricket always. That is the way I have played any sports always, just to express my emotions in the way they are, the purest form. When I'm on the field, I just want to win. Nothing else, I can see. And that is the place probably where you can see me, being a bit aggressive. Otherwise, in my life, I'm pretty much calm, composed, a lot of, with a smile. The approach is always to accept The approach is always to understand that something lies at the end of it all. और समझ आता है जब वो आज बैठ के जब सोचता हूँ ना कि जब एक 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 माइंड में ऐसा थॉट आया था अवेयरनेस वाला 15 साल पहले कि यार काम होना है, गुस्सा नहीं होना है, एक्सेप्ट कर पाना है, वो थॉट नहीं आती, उस पर काम नहीं करता, तो शायद कभी मॉम वाले इंसिडेंट को ही एक्सेप्ट नहीं कर पाता, उससे ही कभी मूव ऑन नहीं कर पाता। आगे के जो फेजेस आए उसको तो छोड़ ही दो, शायद मैं अभी तक उधर ही होता, बट बिकॉज ऑफ दैट वन थॉट, बिकॉज आई वर्कड, क्योंकि वो थॉट आया तो मुझे लगा उस पर काम करना चाहिए, क्योंकि मैंने उस पर काम किया, फिर सिचुएशंस आई, एंड टुडे इट हेल्प्स, टुडे इट रियली हेल्प्स। एंड मैं हमेशा हर किसी को बोलता हूँ, यू ऑलवेज नीड टू हैव अ स्माइल, यू नो, and that also has a story. It came from so my mom was a heart patient, so she used to fall ill, and when you come from a very humble background, you are always so much worried. And unka natural जो personality था, she used to worry a lot whenever she used to speak, वो ऐसे ऐसे पूरे lines आ जाते थे, and she used to always be in कि यार ऐसा होगा वैसा होगा, ये बहुत incredible tension होता था उनको. And I used to always say her, yeah, you have to enjoy, you have to laugh, you have to, because of course we loved her, we cared about her. Of course, it was difficult for her to, take so much of medicines, to face so many, bimaria all throughout her life. But what we could do, I could only understand कि यार तुम्हें हंसना है, तुम्हें enjoy करना है, तुम्हें मजे लेने हैं जिंदगी के. And for that, me and dad went to any extent to pull her leg, to ensure कि यार माहौल एकदम ऐसे लाइट बना हो, somehow find ways to make her smile. And जब मैंने for the first 15-20 years अप्रोच फॉलो की है, जब मैंने मेरे मॉम को वो मैसेज हमेशा देने की कोशिश की है कि यार आप हंसते रहो, तो आई स्टिल रिमेम्बर, चाहे हम स्कूल से, कॉलेज से, ऑफिस से, खेल के कहीं से भी घर आए हो, रात को जब मैं और डैड और मॉम बैठे हो, द ओनली एफर्ट, द ओनली इंटेंट वाज टू एंश्योर टू मेक हर स्माइल, टू मेक हर हैप्पी, टू गिव हर अ फीलिंग कि यार आप मजे लो. And that is just because I've done that for 20 years of my life with my mom. I keep telling to myself that you have to keep smiling, you have to keep enjoying, because that's the, that's why you are here, to enjoy, to live life, to be in the moments. तो ये जो है ना, हमेशा स्माइल रखना फेस पे, मजे लेना, इन द मोमेंट रहना, चाहे जिंदगी में 25,000 चीजें क्यों ना चल रही हो, है ना, बट where you are, you have to be in the moment. It's because I have been telling my mom to do that. So जब मैंने मेरे मॉम को हमेशा वो करने बोला, तो मैं भी of course वही करूंगा. And that's why it's inbuilt, that's why it happens automatically, and I absolutely enjoy that I've been able to build not only calmness, but had a smile, able to accept, ensure that I don't crib, ensure that I'm always grateful, ensure that I believe that there is something always at the end of the tunnel. And वही होता है, last year corporate promotion मिला, it felt so good. And then you get engaged, you feel like, oh, finally, the lady is going to come your home. This home has been without a lady for almost 8.5 years, and it's the home. House without a lady is not a home. And so the emotions were running so high everywhere. There was so much of happiness ki yaar, finally there's going to be a lady in the house. But that's how life is. Come 2026, life has its own way to play it around. I started seeing, when I was working hard. The most amount of time I spent on is the work, and I could see that I'm not getting results. Of course, I'm someone who believes in putting efforts, but after a point, you have to see results, because that is going to help keep it sustainable. And of course, if I don't, but somebody else who is banking on me deserves to get those results, because somebody is putting a faith So I could see whatever I was trying, I was just not able to get results. And when you know you have been recently promoted, you have been promoted before time, you want to deliver, and you could see you are trying your best, but somehow you are not getting the results. And it just kept on happening for a very long period. And then you could see that the relationship which has just started, maybe now, maybe might not lead to where it should be. And that's what exactly happened in the month of April. But and I could see myself physically reaching the peak weight, and I could see and tell ki yaar, I'm at a phase where probably I'm not only emotionally, mentally, but physically have also peaked in my life, in terms of weight, in terms of emotions, in terms of everything. But that's how life is. I still ensure every day I wake up with a smile. I have that smile on my face, that sense of calmness on my face. I accept whatever life had thrown in the last 6 months, and the only message I look up and give to life is bring it on. If you have thrown already 750 things on me, I build myself in a way that I'm ready for the 751st, and that has been the approach always. So, and what helps, and today when I'm standing here recording this video, the only thing which helps me to deal with all this is the calmness, the ability to accept, the unquestionable faith in universe. बस यही दो तीन चीजें हैं जो, चाहे सिचुएशन कोई भी हो, आई टेक इट, I take it in my way. Whatever people have to do it, I absolutely accept it with a smile. And that's what I keep doing in my life. Always smile, always, trying to work hard whenever I am, wherever I am, whether I'm at work, whether I'm playing a field, whether I'm out partying with someone. I want to ensure that I'm giving it all. I don't want to take anything for granted. I don't want to, live a life where I'm playing a sport but having 10,000 thoughts. I am going out for partying, but thinking what is happening in my life. When I am working, I'm thinking about something personal. No, that's not who I am. If I am working, I'm working. If I'm partying, I'm partying. If I'm playing, I'm playing. If I'm sleeping, I am sleeping like a kid. Of course, दैट हंगर, द मोटिवेशन, बहुत सारी ऐसी चीजें हैं जो मुझे पता है कि यार मैं ये कर सकता था, वो कर सकता था, नहीं की है। दैट इज अ डिफरेंट बैटल ऑल टुगेदर। और उसके लिए मैं अपने आप को चैलेंज करता रहता हूँ कि यार इफ नॉट दिस मे बी दैट, दैट इज अ डिफरेंट जर्नी। ऐसा नहीं है कि एक्सेप्ट कर लिया है कि अरे यार चल हो गया, अभी यही है जो है। नहीं, ऑफकोर्स मैंने मेरे से खुद से बहुत सारे एक्सपेक्टेशन सेट किए हैं, वो है। ऐसा नहीं है कि आई हैव गॉन इनटू अ जोन वेयर आई एम कंफर्टेबल एंड आई एम लाइक ओके दिस इज द लाइफ। नो नो नो, वो एक अलग बैटल है जो मैं अपने आप से लड़ता हूँ कि यार यू आर कीप पुशिंग योरसेल्फ। तूने ये सोचा था तुझे ये भी करना है, तूने वो सोचा था तुझे वो भी करना है, और तू करेगा, और सबका टाइम आएगा। यू जस्ट गॉटा हैव फेथ, गॉटा कीप वर्किंग। एंड मेरा तो मैसेज भी सबसे हमेशा यही रहता है कि ट्राई टू बी काम, try to accept, try to have genuine faith. Genuine faith is not something where something goes wrong and you look up and you start abusing. That is not faith. Try to have the genuine faith कि यार जिंदगी टूट रही हो ना, you should be able to look up and say कि come on, bring it on. I know you are doing it because something better is waiting. Maybe not today, might be tomorrow, शायद 2 महीने बाद, 4 महीने बाद, but you gotta have that faith कि यार something better will come. And that's how I live my life, and that helps. Maybe this video शायद अगर कोई यहाँ तक पहुंचा हो, this will definitely help. I have been absolutely candid, absolutely expressing all the raw emotions I could, and I can understand that this is my passion and I should ensure that एक वीडियो, एक लॉन्ग फॉर्म वीडियो एवरी वीक तो आते ही रहनी चाहिए। Until next time, see you guys. अगर कोई यहाँ तक पहुंचा तो प्लीज कमेंट्स में बताना कि यार तुम्हें सबसे बेस्ट, what is the one takeaway which you are going to take from this video. Thank you.